Hello, Mr. Kloppenberg. So I'm making you this video to go over exactly how to use your new WordPress website. First, I want to tell you about is this is not foreign language. This is called Ipsum Lorem, and it's just placeholder text that people use when they're designing and developing websites. So it's simply placeholder text because your old website didn't have any text. It only had these things. I thought that in this format it would be nice to have a welcome message from you or whatever you wanted to put here. If you just want to put pictures in here, we can do that, whatever you want to put here. But right now I have what's called filler text, just placeholder text. So it's not a foreign language, don't worry about that. So this is what I've done is I've built out this website so that you can easily add to it. I took the information from your old website and created a kind of menu for you here, which can absolutely be added onto or deleted or changed in any way. But this is like a loosely based from what I found in your old website. Like I said, if you're not interested in using certain menu buttons, certain pages, then by all means we can change them. But this is a place to start from. I highly recommend that you familiarize yourself with how to use WordPress because WordPress is one of the most easy to learn and update, and it's very, very versatile. So I would suggest learning how to use it would be a benefit to you. There's several books. There's lots of online YouTube videos on how to use it. So there's something called WordPress for Dummies. It's a book, which is really good. So there's several options, but those are the ones I recommend is YouTube videos or WordPress for Dummies book. You can get it at Amazon. You can get an ebook and get it right away. But it's totally up to you what you want to do with that. But WordPress is very versatile and very easy to learn, so you shouldn't have too much problem. I'm going to go over today with you the basics, how to update a page, how to add images and text and that type of thing. For any heavy lifting, I will not be teaching that. That would be something you either need to learn or have me do for you. But I'm definitely going to teach you the basics of how to use your new website. I created a shell for you of the new website, which basically is called wireframing, which has what you need in the way of menus and placement of items, and I'll go over all that with you as we go through. Right now what you're looking at is you're looking at the home page, which has a just a image of your name I put up here for your logo, your menu that I guess that I created loosely from your current website, which can be changed as you want it. And this section here is a little slideshow that I created based on the fact that you use Seattle pictures on your old website. I thought that might be what you would like to do here. Okay, so like I said, this is placeholder text. We can change that. I created a sidebar which will follow through on all pages, which we can add to or change or whatever you'd like. And then the footer on the bottom there, which is below the screen here. I'll bring that up. So there you go. I also created a little mouse scroll effect so that the menu will always stay at the top no matter how long the page is. It's called a sticky menu. So the first thing is you're going to need to take your username and password that I sent you, and you're going to go to the login page, which is right here, and it's going to log us in. I'm going to log in as an log in here as me, and we go to the back end. So this is what the back end normally looks like. There's some very handy things to know. So once you're in the back end, you're presented with a dashboard. We have a media library, which this library will contain all of your images. It would contain any videos, it would contain any PDFs, and basically anything media is going to be placed into your media library for use on the website. To add things to your media library, all you have to do is select the Add New button, and then select files, and it'll go to your computer where you can search your computer for whatever you want to add. And you simply click on whatever it is that you want to add, like so, hit open, and it's going to upload it and put it here. And once this is done uploading, it's going to show you the picture you uploaded, which I'm going to delete because it's just a personal picture. Anyway, that's how you add things to the website library, media library, for use at any time. So you can upload all your pictures and things here and then come back and find them later. It has a handy dandy search too, so you can search by name if you know the name of this. Like this one is, you know, that's kind of a bad name, but nonetheless, you can search using the search file here, and it'll bring up the picture. So this is a media library, simple, dimple. Add new if you want to add a new one, like I showed you. You can also drop files in here. So, like, say you have a folder full of images, and you could just select them and drag them into this area from your computer, or you could hit the select file button, like I showed you, and do it that way. Either way works. So that's basically what the media library looks like. The other thing that's going to be very important to you is pages. This would list every single page on your website in this section here. That's all your pages that I have created for you. You can create more. You can delete them. These lines won't tell you that this means that this is a child page of a parent page. This is a parent page because it has no line in front of it, meaning it's at the top of the directory. This would be next to under. This would be to under. So a child of the child. And okay. So a good thing to know about pages is you can edit them a couple different ways. You can edit them by coming back here and finding the name of the page you want to edit, and you can select the edit button, and it'll take you to the back end, which is this is what the back end of any individual page looks like. And it might be a little scary and confusing, but I'll go over everything with you and show you what you need to worry about and what you don't. So, but what I'd like to show you as well is when you're on the website, this is the way that I like to edit. It helps me because I think it's just easier. Is, you know, you're on the website and you're looking around and you see that you want to change something, or you want to add to something, or you want something you want to do on that page. So you can go right up to the top here. Excuse me, sorry about that. So, okay, so let's do Vietnam. So you're on the Vietnam page and you want to add some more pictures. So you can simply go right up here because you're logged in as an admin. So when you're logged in, anytime you're logged in as an admin, you're going to see this black bar at the top. You only, if you're logged in, will you see this. Otherwise, it's not here. You can select new to make a new whatever here, or you can select edit to edit the page you're on, which I think is really a good thing. The other thing is you can copy this page to a new draft. So if you want to make another page just similar to the page you're working on, you can copy it to a new draft and make changes, which is also handy dandy. But right now I'm going to show you is just edit. So we're on the Vietnam page, and you're going to go in and you want to add more pictures to the Vietnam page. So you go edit page, and that's going to take you to the back of the page. And there we are. So you're presented with the back end of the page you're working on, and the first thing you'll see is the title of your page, and that's right there. This is the permalink, which means this is the link that it's going to be, you're going to see your page at. This section here is normally the section that you use in WordPress to do editing and stuff, but in the case of this theme, they give you something awesome called a muffin builder. And it's basically a visual HTML editor, so you don't need to have a bunch of knowledge of HTML. You can edit the page without any knowledge of HTML. ML. Boy, can't speak today. Okay, so some things to note. This is not a child. It's no parent. It is a parent, so we leave that alone. We use the default template. Most of the time, that's all you're going to want is the default template. Let's go look at Muffin Builder. Now, the important things about Muffin Builder are this. Um, you have this outside green area, which is your section. You need that always. Then you have the inside gray area, which is called a wrap. And I'm going to show you how it's built. I've got this built out for you so already, but I want to show you how, if it wasn't here, you could build it yourself. So the first thing you do is you'd say add a section. It's going to take you down here and it's going to add this green section. Then the second thing you would do is say add a wrap, and now you have a wrap. The third thing you're going to do is now you're going to add an item. And Muffin Builder gives you all these amazing things to play with. But the only two that you're really going to worry about a lot would be image, when you want to add an image to your website. And the other thing would be column, when you want to add text to your website. These are the two things that you're going to use over and over again. First, let's talk about image. So the first thing is it has a sizing feature. It can either be as small as, I believe, 1/6 of your website per column, or you can expand it out to be any size you want within the web page. In this case, let's make it, I mean, it can literally, it can literally go to 100%. Just by clicking that plus button until you have a 1/1. That means that the image now would take 100% of the space it's given. Same would go for the column and whatever text you put in here. It can go anywhere from really small, 1/6, to a full column. Another nice thing is if you want the text on top and the image on bottom, you simply have to drag. You want to switch them around, just grab till you have that crossbow, hover, and then click and drag. And that way you can put your things where you want them. If you want them side by side, then you could do like set this one to 50% or 1/2, set this one to 50%, and see how it pops over here. So now they would display side by side. And I'll show you how this works. So then we next thing we need to do is obviously put an image in the image box and put text in the text box. So we do this by selecting the pencil, which means to edit, and this, now you're editing everything that has to do with that image. So the first thing you would want to do is add the image. So in this spot you would select browse, and you would go to your media library and you would find the image, or if you don't have your image in your media library yet, you would go and you would upload it from your computer. You can do it either way. In this case, I'm just going to simply select this image, and then once I select it, it has a checkbox here. We come over here, we can add the title and caption if we wanted it captioned, description and all that good stuff, and then we hit select, and it's going to put the image in our image box for the page. Here we have the option to put if you want a width and a height, but you don't have to. You can align it to left, right, center. You can stretch it. This one means it would stretch to the whole width and height of the box that you have it in. Normally we wouldn't stretch it. This one we could do if we want to add a border. This we would add if we want to put space at the top of it or space at the bottom of it. We add a number here and a number here for margins. If you had a bigger version of the image, and you, like say you have a small version and now you want a bigger version of the image, so when someone clicks on it, it would zoom to a bigger version, and you'd go find that bigger version and you'd select it just like you did the first time up here, only this should be a bigger one. I selected the same one, but it should be a bigger one, and it'll open up in a light box. If you wanted to link the image, you could put a URL here, and you would just simply go get your URL. Say you wanted to go to Fox News, so you'd go ahead and you would grab the Fox News URL like that, and you would plug that URL right in there like that, and so now the image is going to be linked. If you wanted to open to a new window, you would select yes. If you like the hover effect, you would leave it alone, but if you don't like it, you could disable it. Here you can write a caption. This is my caption. And grayscale just means it would take the color away and it would make the gray. And so normally you wouldn't use that. Animation means if you want the image to animate in some capacity, it gives you all these choices. So I'm going to pick bounce and right. And you don't have to worry about custom. Then you hit save changes every time. you would always hit Save Changes anytime you make any kind of edit in these boxes. So you hit Save Changes, and then over here on this side is called the column. Is the column, and this is where you put text in, and you hit the pencil to add it again. And here, this field up here is just for your benefit. So like, it gives you a hint as to what's in this box. So when you're looking at it, you'll know. But it doesn't show up anywhere. So I would just, give it some kind of name that will help you understand what you put in the box. And then here, this is the formatting. You could bold it, italicize it, underline it. You could make it really big, a little bit less big, and so forth all the way down. This is a paragraph, this is a break, this is add an image, this is add a link, and this is that foreign language stuff. It's just filler text. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to put in some filler text because I don't want to type everything, but you would type your text here of what you want to say about anything. And if you wanted to format it, say you wanted to make the first sentence bold, you could just drag across with your mouse, highlight it, and select bold. It's going to bold it. If you wanted to make the second sentence italicized, drag again, put select the I for italicized. Then in the third sentence, you want to make that underlined. Again, drag and select. And then the fourth sentence, you just want a paragraph tag around it. So you would just drag paragraph tag. That puts the paragraph tags in. And then a normal break, say you want just to have a break in there, a line break would be selecting this one. It puts a BR, which is the line break. If you, for some reason, wanted to use the image, you could do it this way, but I don't recommend doing it that way because it's a little confusing. And this right here, if you wanted to make a link, say you wanted to link to Fox News for some reason over here, you would select it, and then so this part here now is going to be a link. So what you do is right in this spot here, where the pound sign is, you would replace that pound sign with your whatever you want to link to. In this case, I'm putting Fox News in there, and that's how you would make a link. So then you move on down here to how do you want this text aligned? Do you want it to the left? Do you want it to the right? Do you want it centered? Do you want it justified? So let's say justified. Did you want the background to be a certain color? You can, but you don't have to. So I'm going to put a yellow background. This means that you would put an image as a background, and this is for the image. This is for the image, so you don't really need to deal with these unless you plan to use the image as a background. This is the margin for the box, so whatever you put underneath this area, you would have a margin on the top. This is padding. This basically means gives you space all around this box. So it would be all around this text. So I want to put in, we use PX, which means pixels, or you can use a percentage like 25% would be a lot. So I'd do 5%. You could do that as well, or you could do 25 pixels. They're both about the same. You don't want it animated, or you do. If you want the text to fly in too, you can make the text animated as well. So save changes. And so now that I've hit save, see I have an image over here, I have my text over here, or I could swap them if I want to, just by dragging. Put the text first and the image second. And so we're going to go up here, and now we're going to update the page. It's either publish or update. An existing page will have update. A new page you would have to publish, and once you have it published, it goes live. The link to the page is always going to be here. That way you can find it. So let's hit update. Once it's done, it'll give you page updated up here. Then you'll know you can go view it, and you can view it by just clicking the permalink. And see how the images are animated and they came in. So this is what we created in that box. I put that yellow background on there. I made the first one bold, the second one italicized, the third one underlined. I made that link to Fox News here. See that? This is the picture that we put in, and because I linked it with a bigger picture, and I linked it to Fox News, this is what happens. This goes to the link, this goes to the bigger picture. which is not really a bigger picture, but see that link takes you to the picture, takes you to the link you put in there. So say you don't like the link in there and you want to just go back and edit the page again. I turned off all this stuff by just selecting this eyeball. I can turn it back on and off. So it's handy if you want to not show the stuff until you're done working on it. By just clicking this eyeball off and on it, it hides the stuff that's in that section. I can do it for this section as well. This is the section we're working on. So say we want to not have this page link. So we remove the zoom image, we'd remove the link in here, and we want to disable the hover effect because we don't like that on there anymore, and we don't want it to animate. Save changes, update. It's ready to view. See how it no longer animates? There's no longer a hover. There's nothing on this one. This one we didn't touch yet. So say we hate the yellow background. We go back in here, let's edit, and then we go and we remove that color. Just hit clear, save, update. View the page. It's still animated, but we remove that terrible yellow from the background. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to completely remove this section that I made to show you how it works by clicking this X here and then okaying the removal of it. And I'm going to turn this one back on by the eyeball. Now in here, the top column says simply return to Vietnam. That's your title. And I'm using what's called the H2 tag wrapped around your title, so it's this one. So if you want to keep consistency, you can use the H2 tags. And here I set up rows of images. The first one we have an image in of you at a sign. So you're going to want to go in and add more images, just like I showed you. Find the next image you want to put in there, which we'll pick that one again. And nothing else really needs to be addressed unless you want to add a caption. This is me, or whatever you want to add to that. Save changes, update, and then back to the page. And there you are. That's how you would add more pictures. And I have it set up as you can see, so there's a spot here that we need to add another one. And we go back in and find you again. Oh, there you are again. And there's another picture. Down here, we could put in the caption again. Where's the caption? There it is. Another picture. Save changes. Update. It's ready to view, so we go here, and there's the third one. So, okay, back to edit. And so those first three pictures have all been filled. You have another row of empties that I put here if you want, and this one's going to be a big picture because it holds the entire thing, but you can make it smaller if you want to by reducing it to a third, or you can bring it back up to full size or whatever size you'd like. So if you want to clone and put in more images, this button clones, so you can just select that button and keep cloning. See that? It adds more. Basically just repeats whatever is in the box. If you hit this one, it will clone it out. And so that's how you clone. You always hit update when you're done making your changes. Wait for it to update, and then view your page. The last thing I want to talk about in this video will be I used 4 different images throughout the website with Ken Burns effect. So I made this one for you for Vietnam. I made one for you for military, which is this one. And then there's a sub menu, sub header that I made that's for the rest of them. It's just a picture of Seattle skyline at sunset. I could make more of these if you'd like, and right now, like I said, there's 4, and the place that you would change them and add them would be on the editing of the back page again, but you would scroll all the way down to here where it says media, slider, revolution slider. Sub is the one that I just showed you, the Sunset of Seattle. Military is self-explanatory. Vietnam, self-explanatory. And the main one is on the home page, and it's bigger, taller than the others. But you could use any of these on any of these pages. Like even if you create a new page, let's try making a new page. You just select Add New, title your new page. This is my new page. Go down to Muffin Builder section. Remember, we add a section, we add a wrap, and then we add the items. So I want to add my title first. My title would go in here. I'm going to make it the full size. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to say this is my title. Drag across, select H2. And I'm going to tell myself for later reference that this is my title up there. Save. Then I'm going to add an image. Image. And I want my image to be 50% big. And I want my image to be this image here. So I select it. There it is. I want it to be aligned to the center, and I want it to have a border. All the way to the bottom, select Save Changes, and now this is my image. So I've got my text and my image, and I think I'm ready to look at it. It's not published yet, so we have to hit the button here that says Publish to make it live. It's publish, publish, publish. Okay. And there's my new page. There's my title. There's my image. But my section here is black. Why is my section black? Because we haven't added one of those images I just showed you. So go back to Edit, go all the way down to the slider area, and select the one you want to use. In this case, we're going to select, let's select military. We're going to select Update. And there you go. I think this is enough to get you started, but we'll do one more follow-up video for you that'll tell you some more complex things. But I think this is a great place to start for you. Like I said, I did a lot of the work getting things set up, but I'm way over the hours I bid on this thing. So since you want to learn WordPress from our conversation, I think this is a great place for you to start. We have everything set up that you need to get going, and please do try to familiarize yourself with WordPress beyond this video. I think it'll help, and I hope that you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, and like I said, I would be happy to create another video for you. Oh, one last thing before I leave. If you want to update the text on the home page, again, you go to the page you want to edit, go to the top, select Edit, and down here you're going to find just a couple of columns worth of text. So the top one has only your welcome in it. So this bottom one has the ipsum lorem. So you would just type between your paragraph. Right in there, you would type what you want to say. Or if you don't want this stuff, you could completely delete it all out and type again. Totally up to you how you want to do it. And then you would hit the update button, and then you would view. And if you don't save, it's going to ask you this. That means that you haven't saved whatever it was you were working on. So you select Cancel, then hit Update. It's a nice feature. It won't let you leave without checking to see if you want to save what you just worked on. So there you go. I hope this helps, and I hope that you understand everything, that you like it, and I hope that you were able to download your site files from the old website. If not, we'll have to figure out another way to get them to you. I'm going to put this on YouTube now and send it to you, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. Take care. Thank you for listening.